table. That, combined with our outstanding talent pool and a deregulated labor market, makes Switzerland the most innovative and competitive nation in the world. Our Swiss dual education system provides an excellent mix of both vocational education and apprenticeships. Now let's take a look at industry. Maybe Germany, the United States, and China are well known for their industrial output. But did you know that Swiss industrial production per capita beats all of them? Sorry, guys. Our country is small, but hey, 3 Swiss companies are among the global top 20 most valuable companies. Furthermore, we offer the best quality of life. That's why 3 Swiss cities are among the world's best for the highest quality of living. In addition, Switzerland is one of the happiest nations on the globe. Perhaps because we eat on average 12 kilograms of chocolate per year? Switzerland is the best location for innovation, has stable political, economic, and financial conditions, has the highest living standard, and welcomes your business. So tell us now, when will you invest in Switzerland? Switzerland Global Enterprise, enabling new business. Find out more at s-ge.com.
us in the Aditya Birla Group, Odisha has been one of our most preferred investment destinations. Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik's exceptional leadership has been the singular factor in the rapid progress of Odisha. The state government has leveraged its competitive advantages, including its progressive policies and governance framework, are a big pull factor.
I welcome you to Odisha. Come, join the juggernaut.
In healthcare, a vast ecosystem is helping therapy innovators become more patient-centric and more effective than ever before. Cytiva supports researchers, biopharma, and clinicians in the pursuit of more targeted treatments. In discovery, speed and accuracy are everything. The faster and smarter researchers can work, the more patients benefit. To ensure that new, more targeted therapies become reality, we're equipping biomanufacturers with the tools and expertise they need to produce cost-effectively and quickly. How can tens of thousands of individualized patient doses be manufactured quickly, efficiently, and securely? The answer, with a healthy dose of expertise and innovation. We're creating processes and solutions that are scalable and address complex needs. We work to deliver diagnostic tools and other technologies to bring the right therapy to the right patient at the right time, so that life-saving medicines come within the reach of more people and could save more lives. Cell culture, protein purification, biomarker imaging, and analysis. It may not be what most think about when envisioning the future of healthcare, but this is what we do. Our part in changing the world. Advancing and accelerating. Discovery, manufacturing, diagnostics, future therapeutics.
to regulatory compliance is long and filled with choices. With a combination of standards, process, and service, USP can help guide your path to compliant, quality products. Trust the standard that sets the benchmark for medicines. Our robust and collaborative scientific process is part of our comprehensive approach. We offer reference standards that are tied to USP monographs to help you minimize risk and enhance your confidence in compliance. Reduce time and resources spent developing in-house standards and streamline your path to regulatory compliance. We work with independent, volunteer scientific experts who rigorously review and approve our standards, which undergo testing by USP and other laboratories around the world. Ongoing testing of our standards helps ensure the quality of your product over time, and only USP reference standards are linked to official USP NF monographs that provide specifications for the identity, purity, and potency to meet FDA requirements without further in-house qualification and the needs of our global customers. With USP, you have access to our in-house scientific experts to guide you every step of the way. In addition to our best-in-class USP reference standards, we offer training, education, and other services. Our online resources help smooth your path to regulatory compliance. Our standards provide precise testing and validation guidelines, as well as reference samples for testing. Drugs can be made consistently every time. We are more than reference standards. We provide a unique combination of standards, process, and service. From buying to applying standards, we support your bottom line with reference standards that have been rated best in class by our customers. Talk with us to find out how we can help you navigate your journey to regulatory compliance. Contact USP at usp.org.
Welcome to Switzerland. Did you know that our country is not just a great place to visit, but also your first-class business location? We are centrally located in Europe, and we have the world's best infrastructure. Oh, and the train is always on time, so let's take a journey. Did you know that Switzerland has 4 official languages? Ja? No? Forse? Decidia? Don't worry, we also have excellent English skills. However, we don't spend all day chatting. We love to work. In 2012, we could have voted for longer holidays, and we voted against them. It's crazy, isn't it? But we're not crazy. Our economy and government are among the world's most stable. That, combined with our outstanding talent pool and a deregulated labor market, makes Switzerland the most innovative and competitive nation in the world. Our Swiss dual education system provides an excellent mix of both vocational education and apprenticeships. Now let's take a look at industry. Maybe Germany, the United States, and China are well known for their industrial output. But did you know that Swiss industrial production per capita beats all of them? Sorry, guys. Our country is small, but hey, 3 Swiss companies are among the global top 20 most valuable companies. Furthermore, we offer the best quality of life. That's why 3 Swiss cities are among the world's best for the highest quality of living. In addition, Switzerland is one of the happiest nations on the globe. Perhaps because we eat on average 12 kilograms of chocolate per year? Switzerland is the best location for innovation, has stable political, economic, and financial conditions, has the highest living standard, and welcomes your business. So tell us now, when will you invest in Switzerland? Switzerland Global Enterprise, enabling new business. Find out more at s-ge.com.
For us in the Aditya Birla Group, Odisha has been one of our most preferred investment destinations. Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik's exceptional leadership has been the singular factor in the rapid progress of Odisha. The state government has leveraged its competitive advantages, including its progressive policies and governance framework, are a big pull factor.
I welcome you to Odisha. Come, join the juggernaut.
In healthcare, a vast ecosystem is helping therapy innovators become more patient-centric and more effective than ever before. Cytiva supports researchers, biopharma, and clinicians in the pursuit of more targeted treatments. In discovery, speed and accuracy are everything. The faster and smarter researchers can work, the more patients benefit. To ensure that new, more targeted therapies become reality, we're equipping biomanufacturers with the tools and expertise they need to produce cost-effectively and quickly. How can tens of thousands of individualized patient doses be manufactured quickly, efficiently, and securely? The answer, with a healthy dose of expertise and innovation. We're creating processes and solutions that are scalable and address complex needs. We work to deliver diagnostic tools and other technologies to bring the right therapy to the right patient at the right time, so that life-saving medicines come within the reach of more people and could save more lives. Cell culture, protein purification, biomarker imaging, and analysis. It may not be what most think about when envisioning the future of healthcare, but this is what we do. Our part in changing the world. Advancing and accelerating. Discovery, manufacturing, diagnostics, future therapeutics.
A very good evening to all. I welcome you all on behalf of DBT, BIRAC, CIA, ABLE, and Invest India to today's session, Country Focus for Ecosystem Connect. Before we move on to the main agenda, that is the Country Focus for Ecosystem Connect, we will share with you startup conclave stories of BIRAC. BIRAC's role has been instrumental to stimulate, foster, and enhance the strategic research and innovation capabilities of the Indian biotech industry, particularly startups and SMEs, for creation of affordable products addressing the unmet needs of the largest section of the society. This part of the session is going to highlight few of the success stories of BIRAC-supported commercial startups working among the different sectors: healthcare, agriculture, environment, and industrial biotechnology. With this, we move on to the first success story by Jeeptronics Private Limited, founded by Mr. Ashish Gawade and Mr. Anirudh Atre. Here, world's first hand-crank defibrillator has been developed, which works even in rural and remote areas without electricity. Can we have the first video, please?
Hi, I'm Ashish Gawde from Geotronics and we have developed the world's first hand crank defibrillator, which works on grid electricity if and when it's available, but it also works when it's not available using a hand cranked generator inside. Our journey started with a grant from BIRAC, BIG, that's first, and then came IIPME. So when BIRAC helped us take this obscure idea from scratch to a product form, so we really appreciate it. In addition, we got some help on the regulatory front, patenting, and so on and so forth. And we are at a stage where we have deployments from Kashmir to Tamil Nadu in India and even in Africa. This year, we will post more than 1 crore of revenue, and in subsequent years, we expect to grow exponentially. Thanks, Bharat, for everything. Appreciate it.
The next success story is by Omnibrix Biotechnologies Private Limited, founded by Mr. Ravindra Patel. They are manufacturers of single-use bioreactors for the biopharmaceutical industry. Single-use bioreactors have the smallest per-liter volume footprints and are fully scalable for any stage of the cell culture process, from R&D to clinical to CGA production. Can we have the next video? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ravindra Patel and I am a founder and CEO of OmniBRX Biotechnologies Private Limited. OmniBRX is a bioprocess engineering company and we are India's first single-use bioreactor manufacturing organization. In fact, our product, the CellBRX single-use bioreactors, are the world's largest bioreactors for adherent cell culture-based vaccine manufacturing. We are very proud to say that our innovation is now being recognized as the extremely valuable tool for large-scale COVID-19 vaccine manufacturing. BIRAC has supported our innovation in very early stage and at each stage of our product development. Earlier, we have received support from BIRAC in the form of BIG grant and an MDM grant and an equity-based investment. We thank you, BIRAC and TBT, for making our innovation a global standard for scalable and efficient vaccine manufacturing. We thank you.
The next story is by India's Medical Technologies, an Indo-US multinational spine company founded by Dr. Aditya N. Galikar, focusing on the development of US FDA-approved global quality products for the treatment of spinal disorders. Can we have the video, please? Okay, now we move on to the next interesting story by Fitsol Life Technologies, founded by Dr. Kavita and Dr. Anand, with an aim to develop nanofiber matrices for industrial applications. They have developed nanofiber-based ultra-weight fertilizer carrying membrane for agricultural applications. The video, please.
Greetings. Myself, Dr. Kavita Sairam, CEO and founder, Fitsol Life Technologies. We redefine global agri-inputs. Fertilizers are either chemicals or organic inputs. Biofertilizers are an integral part of both to increase their nutrient utilization efficiency. Currently available biofertilizers are less stable and have low payload. Our technology confers increased stability and increased payload of bacteria in nanofibers. It also confers water solubility and is less bulkier. 5 grams is sufficient to fertilize an acre of land. It is a patented technology. We have started commercializing our products. We've got all regulatory approvals for the same. Our trials show an yield increase of 20 to 30%. We have various awards for our technology. BIRAC has supported us right from product development to commercialization. This is our team. Thank you for the opportunity.
The next story is by Sysgen Biotech Discoveries Private Limited, founded by Dr. Marodam Veeraswamy, with a focus to find novel solutions for animal health issues. They've developed an affordable point-of-care pen side kit for TB diagnosis. Can we have the video, please?
Our startup, Sysgen Biotech Discoveries Private Limited, is first of its kind animal health startup in India. Sysgen is working towards the development of novel solutions to animal health issues. We are trying to find scientific answers for the unmet needs of the animal health sector and also file several patents which are mostly the outcome of Biotechnology Ignition Grant awarded from BIRAC DBT. Our startup is currently 4 years old and incubated at IIT Madras Bioincubator facility, which is also supported by BIRAC DBT. We are working in bovine tuberculosis, which is a neglected zoonotic disease of public health importance. Available bovine TB diagnosis methods is cumbersome, time-taking, costly, and not feasible to implement. Sysgen come up with a novel idea of developing affordable point-of-care pen side kit for animal TB diagnosis. Proof of concept was established using big award from BIRAC. Further upscaling and validation is being supported by India Health Fund. Thank you.
The next story we move on to is by Bonayu Life Sciences Private Limited, founded by Mr. Vishal Kataria. The company is working on novel drug-eluting biopen platform for oral and topical delivery with extensive applications for nutraceutical, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, and personal care industries. The video, please.
Let's look at the fascinating journey of Bonayu.
The world of medicine or drug administration has evolved with time. From concoctions to tiny tablet, capsules, injections, topicals, and whatnot. Defying traditional methods, a startup called Bonayu in Bengaluru, started by a brother and sister team, is introducing a new way to take your daily dose of nutrition and medicines by oral dissolvable thin films. If I tell you that a small strip like this can give you the nutrition of having a glass or more than a glass of turmeric milk, or a small strip like this can give you the experience of having green tea, then it will come as a surprise for you. But a startup called Bonayu Life Sciences is changing the way people consume medicines and is bringing a phenomena in the sector of nutraceuticals.
Moving on to the next interesting journey by IU Devices Private Limited, founded by Mr. Adarsha K. Here, a smart stethoscope module called IU Sync is developed that can be attached to a conventional stethoscope, making it digital. The video, please.
In the post-COVID-19 environment, a task as simple as auscultation puts both the doctor and the patient at a risk of contamination due to their proximity. To tackle this problem, IU Devices have developed the IU Sync, a Bluetooth-enabled smart stethoscope. Now, IU Sync allows you to auscultate patients from a safe distance with its live streaming feature. As we further dive into its features, the app lets you record heartbeats and also lung sounds with its crackles and wheezes. You can further generate reports and replay the recorded sounds at a much reduced pace, which helps detect heart murmurs. This especially helps in pediatric cases. You can also share these reports via any third-party apps on your phone. Presenting to you the IU Sync, by IU Devices.
The next innovation is by Microgo LLP by Dr. Rachna Dave. They offer innovations like Go Assure, which is an IoT-enabled, fully automated hand hygiene device that digitalizes the hand hygiene process, and Go Pure, which provides raw water disinfection. The video, please. The next innovation is by Innovation Medical Devices LLP, founded by Dr. Vishal Rao. The company has developed AUM voice prosthesis, a low-cost speaking device for throat cancer patients who have lost their voice due to laryngectomy. The video, please. Now we move on to the next innovation by Pathshot Healthcare Private Limited, founded by Professor Navakant Bhatt, Dr. Vinay Kumar, and Dr. Gautam Sharma. They have developed Anupath, a portable handheld diagnostic device which can measure multiple analytes in human blood and urine with electrochemical test strip with a single drop of blood. The video, please. The next journey is of Arna Biomedical Products by Dr. Pawan Mehrotra, offers a Sampurti Purti system for post-surgical prosthetic rehabilitation of mastectomies. The video, please.
I am Dr. Pawan Mehrotra, founder of Arna Biomedical Products, a social healthcare enterprise where we convert aspirations of beneficiaries around an unmet need into an affordable and accessible solution. Since 2012, our journey to address the unmet need of post-surgical prosthetic rehabilitation of breast cancer patients who lose their breast to cancer surgery has now matured from a mere zeal to a tangible solution which has benefited thousands of women across 63 cities in 18 states in India. We have received numerous awards and recognitions from the newspaper, magazines, TV channels, and ministers of government, including the Honorable Prime Minister of India. This achievement would not have been possible without the immense support and help from Bharat, whom we consider as an approachable parent. It was because of this open attitude of Bharat that we could also develop a cost-effective and reusable PPE kit to mitigate biomedical waste generation during COVID crisis for the frontline health workers in the nation. Thanks a ton, Bharat.
The next innovation is by Messrs. Cutting Edge Medical Devices, founded by Dr. Pankaj Parashar. They've developed a Scintilla, a portable urine protein analyzer device for mass healthcare. The video, please.
Hello, my name is Dr. Pankaj Parashar and I'm the founder of Cutting Edge Medical Devices Private Limited. We are a Biorex-supported startup company trying to democratize healthcare by offering smart, accurate yet affordable medical devices, also generating high-quality data for a predictive healthcare services. We have put in 7 years of sincere efforts, generously supported by BIRAC and the ecosystem, to bring Scintiglo from this to this. It's a smart point-of-care diagnostic device for early detection of kidney diseases and high-risk pregnancies with a lab-like accuracy at the doorsteps. We are happy to inform that we have won more than 26 national and international awards, including the prestigious award of the best project among 12 countries, organized by the Royal Academy of Engineering at the Global MedTech Showcase. After all the quality and regulatory approvals, we are now in the market with around 60 installations in just 3 months. We are also happy to inform that soon we are going to export the product. We are happy to contribute towards making Atmanirbhar Bharat in medical devices as well. Thank you.
Coming to the next story by Koyo Labs, a division of Inaxel Technologies Private Limited, founded by Mr. Nitesh and Mr. Nachiket. Koyo Labs has developed VapCare, an automated secretion management and oral hygiene system for ventilated patients, and SANS, a portable, easy-to-use, robust, neonatal, continuous positive airway pressure CPAP device to provide breathing support for infants suffering from respiratory distress syndrome in both hospital and transport settings. The video, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Parth. I am representing Koyo Labs, a division of Inaxel Technologies. We started our journey back in 2015 by identifying clinical need gaps in emergency and critical care segments. Over the last few years, we have developed a portfolio of 2 first-in-the-world products in critical care. VapCare, the world's first automated and intelligent oral hygiene care system in ventilated patients, and SARS, a novel neonatal CPAP that can be used in any clinical setting, including transport. Our innovations have been showcased both nationally and internationally and have been the recipient of many international recognitions, including the Commonwealth Innovation Award and the Go Austria Award. We are excited to be a part of Global Bio India 2021. We want to thank BIRAC for their support on every step along the way, right from product design to commercialization, both monetarily through grants like NBM, SIBRI and BIG, and in terms of mentorship support. Thank you.
The next innovation is by Bioprime Agri Solutions Private Limited, founded by Dr. Renuka Diwan, offering Snipper, smart nanomolecule-induced physiological response. Please.
Hello, this is Dr. Renuka Karandikar, founder of Bioprime Agri Solutions Private Limited. Bioprime is an ag biotech startup founded with the aim of bringing back pride and profits to the farmers. We are developing climate resilience in crop using physiology modulating biomolecules called sniper biologicals. Sniper biologicals help farmers get assured yields even in the most adverse condition. In the last 4 years, we've progressed from developing proof of concept to controlled condition validation to field testing in different agroclimatic conditions. We have achieved product market fit and successfully launched 5 products in 9 states. We have sold 20,000 liters of the liquid products and 200 metric tons of the granule product. In this entire journey, we have been supported in a time-wise manner with fundings, investments, and mentorship from BIRAC. The technology and the products have received several national and international awards. We thank Global Bio India and BIRAC to give Bioprime an opportunity to present our technology and innovation in this forum today. Thank you very much.
We move on to the last innovation project here by Module Innovations Private Limited, founded by Mr. Sachin Dubey. The company has developed a simple platform-based, novel, rapid, and color-changing one-time reusable nanofiber strips for selective detection of E. coli. The video, please.
Hi, good morning and good evening to people all around the globe. I am Sachin Dubey, the co-founder and CEO of Module Innovations that's based in the Oxford of the East, that is Pune. Module is a rapid and point-of-care diagnostic company developing different kind of diagnostic tests. Module was first supported by BIRAC through its BIG scheme in the year 2015, where we developed USense, which is a point-of-care test for the detection of bacteria that causes urinary tract infection. USense is essentially a point-of-care test similar to what pregnancy test looks like and gives the presence of bacteria that cause UTI in just 15 minutes. It can be used by a layman and can be used in any kind of healthcare settings. Module, since its inception, has received a number of awards and achievements, which includes the top 5 innovators of India in 2017 by IIGP, followed by the latest funding coming from Carbax of $3.2 million, which makes Module the first Asian diagnostic company to receive the funding from Carbax. So I would like this opportunity to thank BIRAC for their enormous support throughout Module's journey. Thank you.
So these were some of BIRAC-supported innovations motivating the brightest and bright minds of the country. We now move on to the release of the book, The Ventilators Project, authored by Dr. Shrikant Shastri and Dr. Amitabh Bandyopadhyay. May I now request Dr. Shrikant Shastri to please share his thoughts and say a few words about this book before we move on to the release.
Hello and
Over to Dr.
namaste.
Shastri.
I'm Shrikant Shastri, the co-author of The Ventilator Project, the book, and my fellow co-author, Professor Amitabh Bandyopadhyay, is here also online. We're delighted to briefly share with you the story that began on 29th March last year when India was under a lockdown. 20 Indians came together to help a talented startup build a world-class ventilator that would help the country fight COVID. In the course of just 90 days, the ventilator was designed, tested, approved, manufactured, and deployed. Today, 750 of these ventilators are deployed across the country. The remarkable part of this project was that a 20-member task force that mentored this team and collaborated entirely online. They never met each other. It all happened over Zoom, WhatsApp, email, and phone calls. Amitabh and I were lucky to be the co-leads of this fantastic task force. When the work got over, we said we must capture these learnings because they were invaluable. And these learnings are about how new products and ventures would be created in the post-COVID world. That's why we wrote this book, The Ventilator Project. It captures all the action, the drama, and the suspense that happened during those 90 days. But more than anything else, this book is a story of hope. The hope for India's future, the world's future. We are filled with hope because the pandemic brought out the best in all of us. We collaborated across government, science institutions, startups, and incubators, and BIRAC in a manner that's never been seen before. This book is also about dreaming boldly to create world-class products in record time to make great healthcare products. The book releases next Sunday, March 7th. We're delighted here for this global special preview at BioGlobal. We hope you enjoy reading this book. Whether you hate it, love it, or find it boring, please share us your feedback. We'd really like to know. By the way, this book has been published by Pan Macmillan. It's in hardcover. It's available for pre-order on Amazon already. Thank you and dhanyavad.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Shastri. And it's truly a story of hope that you shared with us, and it's remarkable. So we can now move on to the book release. Over.
Thank you very much, everyone. We hope you enjoy reading the book, and please do go out and order this book in large numbers on Amazon or at your local bookstore. They also need your support. Thank you very much, BIRAC, for this platform.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shastri and Dr. Bandyopadhyay, and congratulations from BIRAC side. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I now invite for the next session, Dr. Kalevani to modulate the next session on country focus for Ecosystem Connect. Over to you, Dr. Kalevani. Dr. Kalevani, please unmute.
I welcome you all to the Global Bio India 2021 for the session Country Focus for Ecosystem Connect. I extend a warm welcome to all our participants from the global community. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. They will be sharing with us the best practices in science, joint efforts, and the working achievements with India. I now take privilege to introduce the panelists for the session. Mr. Michael Althofer, CEO, Swiss Biotech Association, Switzerland. Mr. Kian Fredericks, Innovation Counselor, Embassy of Netherlands. Ms. Diana Klepon, MD of Enterprise Lithuania. Dr. Jenny Nordberg, National Coordinator and Director of the Office for Life Sciences at the Government Offices of Sweden. Mr. David Golding, Head of Global Innovation Partnership, UKRI, Innovate UK. Mr. Adrian Gutierrez, Science and Technology Counselor, Embassy of Spain, representative of CDTI, India, South and Southeast Asia. Mr. Philip Van Ritter, Science Counselor, German Embassy, New Delhi. Professor Srini Kaveri, Director, CNRS Office in India, Embassy of France. Dr. Alexander Miller-Zanau, Deputy Director for Post-Diploma Education and International Affairs, Moscow, Russia. So over to the panelists. We can start from Michael Althofer in that order and continue the panel discussion.
It's my great pleasure to give you an update on the Global Innovation Hub Switzerland in the context of BioIndia. And of course, it's great to see all my international colleagues. My name is Michael Althofer. I'm the CEO of the Swiss Biotech Association. Switzerland offers a very comprehensive and world-leading Swiss Biotech Hub in the heart of Europe, comprising more than 1,000 biotech companies, pretty much equally balanced in three segments: the developers that develop new drugs and therapies, the service providers, which of course include a lot of international partners, also including partners from India, and the same in the third segment, specialized consultants. If we focus on the developers, we had a steady growth over almost 50 years, not dramatic, but steady growth in terms of number of companies, a bit steeper growth when it comes to the number of employees in this field. We are now seeing an increase of about 10% over 2 to 3 years. More importantly, and probably also more impressive, is the continuous increase of funding in this sector. We have seen an increase of about 6 to 7-fold in the last 10 years. And in the last 3 years, we have seen an influx of fresh money into this sector of about 1.5 billion Swiss francs or US dollars every year. And in fact, 2020 will have set another record. Equally important, this money is not only going to the biotech companies, but they actually spend it together with the profits on an annual basis. For the first time in 2019, we have seen R&D spending of the biotech companies of more than 2 billion Swiss francs. Many of them invest in international collaborations, and it's not uncommon that more than half of that money is actually invested in R&D collaborations internationally. We, of course, continue to work hard to also be ready for the future. On one hand, we have a thriving startup environment. You see here an example how early stage funding can really be amplified by subsequent grants and private equity funding as well. The second element where we invest, of course, is patents. Switzerland has continuously invested into patents that are providing world-class coverage, which is high market coverage and high technological relevance. And of course, we want to make sure that we are also investing in emerging trends, whether this is AI, whether it's cell-based or gene-based therapies. In AI, you can see that Switzerland has invested heavily in patents combining AI and biotechnology applications. The last segment that is critical for the forward-looking investments is investments into manufacturing. Here again, we have attracted a lot of international companies and we love to collaborate. Naturally, Switzerland invests primarily in manufacturing of complex biopharmaceuticals and also increasingly into cell-based therapies. All this investment has led to a situation where the Swiss life science industry is a dominant force in the Swiss exports. We have exceeded 40% in the last few years of contribution to the Swiss exports in total. If you add the chemical industry, it is actually more than 50%. We've also invested in education and in framework conditions that foster innovation. And that has consistently allowed us to be in the top rankings when it comes to innovation and competitiveness, but also in attractiveness for international talents to work in Switzerland. Equally, as you have seen, increasingly investors feel comfortable to invest in Switzerland and have done so in a striking manner. But it's also worthwhile. As you can see, the value creation by the Swiss biotech companies has actually been quite remarkable. And if you compare the SIX Biotech Index with the Nasdaq Biotech Index, you see that the Swiss index has outperformed the American competitor by 46% in the last 5 years. All in all, we can offer a very attractive biotech hub, not just to work here, not just to found new biotech companies, but of course also to collaborate with. Before closing, I want to just spend a couple words on the activities of the Swiss Biotech Association. Today, we represent about 30% of all the biotech companies active in Switzerland. We support them by developing favorable framework conditions by ensuring that they have access to the essential resources, which of course is talents, funding, and access to tech transfer. And equally important, we foster networking for international collaborations, but also within Switzerland. And we try to jointly with our international colleagues promote the accomplishment of the biotech industry and the solutions we provide for patients all over the globe. To facilitate collaborating with us, we have established what we call a Swiss Biotech Directory, which is available online and as well as hard copy, where you can find an easy access to these 1,000 companies, where you can look for keyword searches, you can filter, and therefore this allows you to find your way to the companies of interest for you and your partnering. Equally, we provide an annual conference. This year will be on September 7th in 2021 in Basel to allow national and international collaboration and meeting that is the essential convention for this industry in Switzerland. So in summary, we offer an international hub, a world-leading hub. Whether you are an international talent that is looking for a job, whether you're an international CRO or biotech company that is looking for partners, and equally, if you are an international investor that like to take opportunity in investing in Swiss biotech companies, we highly welcome you. We welcome you also to reach out to Switzerland, either to me personally or through our organization. And with that, I'd like to close and thank you for your attention. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much. I now invite Mr. Kian Frederiks.
Thanks a lot for that. Well, it was exciting to see all the the presentations by India's upcoming startup community and the type of products that they're developing. So I'll be talking to you on behalf of the Netherlands, where I'm the counselor for innovation. And so when we talk about relations between the Netherlands and India, you can say we have very long-standing historical ties, and we have very strong bilateral relations in the areas of trade, investment, and also innovation. So when we zoom in on innovation a little bit more, our countries are kind of scaling up their ambitions together. We have decided to start developing a joint knowledge and innovation agenda, which is focused on societal challenges in the areas of water, agriculture, and health, and the key enabling technologies that provide opportunities to actually develop solutions to those challenges. And so that means that when we look at this agenda, we're looking at topics like, One Health, AMR and therapeutics, digital health, devices and diagnostics, but also topics like climate smart agriculture, safe, valued, healthy food, clean rivers, and water resilient cities. And for this knowledge and innovation agenda, we also have an investment agenda that we're lining up together with our partners in India. And that means that over the next 5 years, we'll have roughly 30 million euro equivalent available to actually stimulate public-private partnerships to kind of help solve these challenges. And when we do so, actually, we build really inspiring projects together. Here you see some images of the Barapula drain, where the Lotus HR consortium is trying to develop decentralized, scalable solutions to help clean up India's drains, and also look at application areas for the type of water that is kind of purified through those solutions and healthy reuse. And this is one of the flagship projects that India and the Netherlands have together, and which actually had a crowning moment when our king and queen visited in 2019. The other types of projects that we're developing are also more, business driven. So, for example, we're looking together with a consortium of Dutch and Indian stakeholders at how we can kind of create scalable solutions to help clean up India's rivers through waste to value initiatives. And for example, we're also working together on a consortium initiative that looks at how we can add value to biomass, right, and prevent, for instance, the burning of rice straw, which kind of is an important source of pollution in the north of India each year, by kind of developing, a new green economy together and developing solutions to actually apply, these waste streams to value-added products, whether it is through energy generation or newly developed packaging materials or other types of applications. And this is definitely an area where we're also looking still, for new partners to kind of join us if they have solutions that could help address this challenge together. In the field of healthcare, we're really kind of focused together with India on projects that address affordable and accessible healthcare. I think India really brings an interesting innovation perspective to the table when we partner, because there's so much focus on affordability and accessibility. And it really can help drive new innovation opportunities in affordable medical devices, and of course also the area of vaccines. And we have several inspiring projects where we look at outsmarting disease together through new scientific insights, but also through new therapeutics. So one of the questions that we're discussing here today is, of course, how can we kind of foster a stronger ecosystem connect? And I think for that, it's good to know that the Netherlands is an important hub for India in Europe. Whether it comes to trade or investment, we have a central role to play there. And we have a very strategic location in Europe when you kind of do that. And if we look at the entrepreneurial and the innovation ecosystems of India and the Netherlands, we really see rapidly growing ties there, right? Between organizations like incubators, but also accelerators. And even on the venture capital front, we're seeing a lot of linkages kind of growing. So that means that we also have an opportunity there to really kind of see whether we can kind of join our knowledge and innovations ecosystems in a way so that we also kind of provide added value for Indian and Dutch startups when they want to kind of go global and are ready to scale. And some of the areas where we're doing so at the moment are AgTech, MedTech, and the field of antimicrobial resistance, where, for example, we have a partnership between CCAMP and AMR Global, which is currently running. And we also see a lot of development in terms of the modalities that we have for our partnerships. We started out in our partnership with India with science calls. We've kind of worked our way to bigger public-private partnership consortia that address larger challenges together. And I see that in the coming years we'll also be launching other types of modalities. For example, we're looking at SME-led innovation calls, and we've already executed 2 Global Stars calls to get together with our partners in India and in Europe. We're actually exploring the opportunity of establishing innovation field labs, and also under the new bioeconomy strategy, we see these new mission-driven kind of innovation opportunities that India is focusing on, and these are definitely areas that closely fit our priorities as well. So I would say that there's a lot of opportunity to do more together in years to come. And so if you're interested to connect with us on these topics, my team is there also on the biopartnering tool, and we'd be happy to engage with you and see what we can do to bring our countries closer together in a field that is of importance to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. The Barapula drain that is getting cleaned with Netherlands is a classic example. I now invite Ms. Diana.
Good afternoon, dear guests and panelists. I don't have a presentation today. I am Dina Klapone, Managing Director of Enterprise Lithuania, the agency that helps businesses to grow and expand to foreign markets. And basically, our strategic goal is to promote the development of high value added businesses in Lithuania. And I'm very delighted today to share some information about Lithuania's life science ecosystem and how the system and about this system reaction to current crisis. In areas prone to investments such as life sciences, the public sector plays a major role. And it is therefore 10 years ago the Lithuanian government took a leadership to create an integrated network of science valleys and educational institutions to provide businesses with a pool of top-notch talents and also research infrastructure. So now we can witness the great results of these coordinated efforts of government, academic institutions, and businesses, because almost 400 life sciences companies are operating in the country of just 2.4 million people. And biotech, for example, biotechnology industry in Lithuania currently accounts for 1.4% of our GDP, which is a greater part than Switzerland, for example. And sensibility to transform the knowledge into a product or service that is beneficial for the society, as we see currently, it's extremely important in the times of a crisis. And the flexible and adaptable business environment, also government support and innovative culture, which is very important as well, also helped us to respond quickly to the sudden crisis. And our government provided financial aid to help to build new innovative solutions. And it was a great chance for Lithuanian researchers and entrepreneurs to apply and get financial support to implement their ideas. And in less than 1 year, basically, we witnessed the rapid growth of biotech and telemedicine startups in Lithuania. Usually we had about 7-8 startups adding every year. For this only 1 year, we count already more than 20 plus startups, new companies. Also, in less than 1 year, we were able to start manufacturing of reagents for COVID-19 tests here in Lithuania. The test itself, as well as innovative and a very cost-effective artificial lung ventilator, which was developed in a Lithuanian origin capital company. Also, our robotic company, Rubedo Sistemos, was the first in the world to develop and start manufacture and already to export a disinfection robot for the healthcare facilities. And another company, Immunodiagnostica, together with the scientists of Vilnius University, they developed a kit for the detection of antibodies against SARS-CoV-2 that is very accurate, versatile, and cost-effective. And of course, the list of innovative ideas and new business solutions could go on. And basically, the ongoing pandemic has helped Lithuanian life science sector to innovate, and these developments ensured that Lithuania's economy was one of the least affected by the COVID-19 pandemic in Europe. But as you can witness, the key to overcome all foreseen obstacles is the cooperation, of course. And our agency, while facilitating connections between science and business, we took a bold action some years ago to start the Life Science Baltic Forum in 2012. And now this event has grown to the biggest event in Eastern and Central Europe. In 2018, we had about 2,000 participants from 43 countries worldwide. And this event is dedicated exceptionally for life science experts from all around the world. So this year, this event will be digital, of course, and it will be held on September 2024. And as the future of biotech in Lithuania looks very promising, we are also very glad to welcome you to explore life science ecosystem in the Baltics and take part in the upcoming Life Science Baltic Digital Forum. The Baltics basically could serve you as a gate to enter and expand to the European market as well. So you are very, very much welcomed, and thank you for the attention. Please go and check a website of Life Science Baltic Forum, and we are looking to see you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Jenny, for your thoughts, please.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak at this great event that really highlights how biosciences go hand in hand with bioeconomy, which is, of course, really a prerequisite for health resilience. And Sweden really highly values our long-standing innovation partnership with India and the collaboration within health and life sciences. As a previous speaker already mentioned, I was really intrigued by the highlights from the various startups just before this panel. And the COVID pandemic has really truly underlined the importance of the role of life sciences, both in our daily lives and for the global economy. It has become also evident for the general public how important research is for society to jointly build our knowledge base globally, and how important the industry is to healthcare and resilience as a whole. In my role as a national coordinator for life sciences, I'm also in charge of the Office for Life Sciences at the Government Offices of Sweden. This is a within government cross-ministry organization with the task to drive development for life sciences and with the mandate to drive the dialogue with the sector, both nationally and internationally. 1 year ago, our national strategy was launched. The strategy is a framework based on 8 priority areas with a long-term perspective really to boost both health and prosperity. The overall framework of the strategy is precision, prevention, and sustainability. We are definitely moving into a new era of precision medicine that will hopefully enable both prevention and build on sustainability globally. In other words, life sciences really contributes to improving health and quality of life and ensure economic prosperity. And the basis is for Sweden also to maintain our leading position as a knowledge and innovation nation. Advances in this field also means advancing the Sustainable Development Goals. The Swedish competitive edge in life sciences can be summarized into 5 categories. First and foremost, we rely on a strong collaboration culture. Secondly, we have the public health care system and sustainable clinical infrastructure that really builds on world-class and long-standing academic research. Our efficient ecosystem with innovation hubs and collaborations between small and medium-sized enterprises with the large corporations. We have a strong startup community and a mix of life sciences and the tech sector. The hub for data-driven life sciences is also encompassed in the Swedish ecosystem. We have an extensive system of data resources, high-quality registries, biobanks, with the traceability through our personal identification numbers. Finally, and maybe most importantly, we have a wide society focus on both prevention and health. Swedes are a tech-savvy people with a high level of trust also in authorities, and not only willing to participate in medical research, but also to share data to drive change. Life sciences has long been a top priority for the Swedish government. The biotech, medtech and pharma industry has a leading contribution to Sweden's GDP and export. And as an example, we can see that pharma exports have been growing steadily to nearly doubled over the past 5 years. And growth during last year, 2020, was increased by 10%, the growth of exports. Moving forward, it's really imperative that we join forces globally to fully utilize the infrastructures and the collaborative ecosystems to be speedy in building new knowledge and to be able to share knowledge also globally. Precision medicine will be a game changer driven by data, and this calls for new modes for collaboration. Sweden can offer both thriving ecosystems and world-class infrastructures. really to drive the leading edge of data-driven life sciences. The Science for Life Laboratory, which is a nationwide network between all our top universities, is an enabler for this. To implement precision medicines, national infrastructures are set up with diagnostics that are underway. Two examples are to work with genomics medicines all throughout Sweden and AI for diagnostics. And we have the innovation hubs to bridge leading edge with implementation through the, for example, Biotech Tester Center at Cytiva and the AstraZeneca BioVenture Hub. To conclude, the Swedish National Life Sciences Strategy takes a holistic and long-term perspective to make better use of health data, to take lead in developing infrastructures and implementation of precision medicine, and to shift focus towards potential to tackle this and also future pandemics. The Swedish National Strategy is available on the government's website, where you can also find my contact details, and I look forward to further interactions with you. This pandemic has really made it clear for us that we need a strong resilience in society, both for resilience for health and for sustainable solutions for the future competitiveness. And I must say that this year's Bio India is very timely to put focus also on to transforming lives. This concludes my presentation for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We have a long-standing partnership with Vinova, very successful one. And now I call upon Mr. David Golding from UK.
Thank you very much, and it's my great pleasure to join today, and I thank the Department for Biotechnology and Biorac for the very kind invitation. I was involved in Global Bio India in Delhi in 2019, and really look forward to the time when we can all meet up again physically. In a few minutes I have with you, I wanted to give you an overview of what is happening in the UK now and some of the areas that we are looking at in terms of collaboration with India. As I mentioned, I work for Innovate UK as part of UK Research and Innovation, and UKRI brings together the main research and innovation funders in the UK. And there's a budget in the region of £7 billion, and that really sort of underpins the UK government's ambitious plans for science and innovation in the UK, building on the world's leading universities we have and the strong productive innovation system, the thriving startup scene, and the leading private finance sector. The UK government published an R&D roadmap last July setting out the UK's vision and ambition for science, research and innovation. And that includes investing in science, research and innovation that will deliver both economic growth and societal benefits, and clearly the latter is increasingly important given the pandemic we're currently going through at the moment. The roadmap really was supported by an unprecedented commitment to increase public investment in R&D to £22 billion by 2025, and that's almost a doubling of investment in R&D, and really it's the UK government's vision to make the UK the best place in the world to be a researcher, innovator or entrepreneur. And for startups, we have a very thriving startup scene in the UK. Startup Genome's ranking of the global startup ecosystem shows that Silicon Valley is still in first place, but that New York and London are now joint second. But I think it's worth saying that it isn't just about London. There's strength across the UK in Bristol, Cambridge, Oxford, Manchester, Edinburgh, to name but a few, and clearly Cambridge, Oxford and the likes of Edinburgh are very strong in life sciences and in biotech. And the UK is also the third in the world for tech unicorns, behind US and China, with 77 companies valued at over £1 billion, and really does show, I think, the strength of the tech sector in the UK, which has actually grown 44% in recent years and 6 times as fast as the UK economy overall. And what we've seen as part of that and really fueling that is over £10 billion of investment from the private sector into tech companies. An important factor really sort of as part of that is that international workers actually make up almost half of the UK's tech workforce, and we're expecting announcements by the UK government tomorrow around the visa system in the UK, and hopefully opening up opportunities for scientists, researchers, and those from the tech sector. So I'd certainly keep a sort of an eye out for that. But despite the COVID pandemic, the growth in the tech sector in the UK continues to be really good. The bioeconomy sector in the UK equally has continued to grow, and it's a large part of the UK economy with over 220 billion pounds and accounting for over 5.2 million jobs. The government's bioeconomy strategy launched a couple of years ago and going to 2030 has a focus around a number of particular priority areas, such as creating new forms of clean energy and new routes to high-value industrial chemicals, producing smarter, cheaper materials such as bio-based plastics and composites, reducing plastic waste and pollution by developing a new generation of advanced and environmentally sustainable plastics, providing sustainable, healthy, affordable and nutritious food for all, increasing the productivity, sustainability and resilience of agriculture, and very important, the manufacturing of medicines of the future and making the existing ones more efficiently, which I think we all agree at the moment is a very important thing. Turning briefly now to the work of Innovate UK, the organisation I work for. It's the main government organisation supporting startups and businesses through R&D and innovation in the UK. And we're actually delivering against some of the things I just talked about already. So we have a number of challenge programs where we're focused, including transforming food production, which is supporting new ways to produce resilient and sustainable foods, smart sustainable plastic packaging, industrial decarbonisation, which is really looking at reducing the carbon footprint of heavy and energy intensive industries, accelerating the detection of disease and supporting the development of new diagnostic tools and technologies, healthy aging, developing new products and services to help people remain independent and active in old age, and leading edge healthcare and accelerating the development and manufacture of new medicines and treatments. So a whole range of areas drawing on the bioeconomy, which is part of our portfolio, as well as obviously things in terms of manufacturing, AI, data, and all of those areas looking forwards. As an organisation to support businesses, we provide grants and funding for R&D and innovation projects. We're making connections to investment in the UK, and we have over 300 mentors and advisors on the ground providing tailored support to individual businesses to fuel their growth. We're also responsible for the catapult centres, which I heard Dr. Swaroop mention earlier as the model for the new technology propellers to be launched in India. So I'm very pleased to hear that. And if you establish a business in the UK, then actually you can access all of Innovate UK's support. It's very much there for organisations to engage with and use. And our aim really is to help businesses to grow and scale globally, and that scale bit is increasingly important. And a key part of it is really making connections and making connections globally. And we're really keen to bring UK and Indian startups together much more to collaborate and build partnerships together. And we're currently discussing a program with Biorac to link Indian and UK businesses with incubators in both countries, and we hope to be able to announce more on that soon. A really exciting opportunity. So in closing, I just want to say that the pandemic has shown the importance of science and innovation, whether that's for the development of vaccines or the many other areas needed to protect the health of our citizens and to continue to support our economies. organisations of all shapes and sizes have worked tirelessly to respond to the crisis in many innovative ways. And I think it really is showing that the importance of global collaboration is really clear to see. We very much look forward to future collaborations between India and UK and building on all of the great work which has taken place so far. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I call upon Mr. Adrian Gutierrez to share his views.
Good evening, everybody. My appreciation beforehand to TBT and BIRAC for giving the opportunity to the Embassy of Spain to take part in this session and share with all of you a few highlights on Spain's biotech sector, as well as a brief reference to the ongoing collaboration and the new initiatives that Spain and India are currently discussing in the field of biotech. I'll start by providing a quick snapshot on Spain's biotech sector based on the data made available by ACBIO, which is Spain's Bioindustry Association, and on their last report in 2019. When it comes to business fabric, Spain in 2019 showed a total of 2,900 businesses that carried out biotech activities, out of which 750 are strictly biotech firms. As the OECD points out, Spain is one of the top countries in terms of number of biotech firms. When we look at that total picture of biotech companies, we do see that human health signifies more or less half of the total of biotech companies, followed by food applications, and these would be the main work areas of the biotech industry in Spain. And in terms of size, our companies are pretty small. More than 65% are micro SMEs, meaning that they have less than 10 employees. Spain boasts a good network of bioregions scattered across the country, each of them with its own areas of specialization. And when we look at it in terms of geographic breakdown, you would see that Catalonia, Madrid, Andalusia, and the Basque Country are home to the highest concentration of biotech companies. When it comes to sizing the impact of the biotech sector in the Spanish economy vis-a-vis other sectors, we have to acknowledge that biotech sector is a sector which has been thriving during the last years, and biotech as a whole, including strictly biotech companies as well as the biotech users, contributing 8.6% to the national GDP. When we look at strictly biotech, the contribution to the GDP would be mounting up to 1% of our national GDP. This is a sector that is truly committed to R&D expenditure. In fact, we've seen the business R&D expenditure growing consistently over the years. And if you compare the levels of investment in 2019, you see that they have registered an increase of 13% in comparison to the levels of R&D investment in 2018. And in fact, in 2019, biotech sector positions itself above the pharma sector in terms of R&D expenditure in the country. When it comes to R&D outputs, and this is an important point to keep in mind, is that Spanish biotech production, scientific production, makes up 2.8% of global scientific production. It ranks the 9th country worldwide by number of scientific publications in life sciences and biotechnology. And these publications are cited overall, so we are looking at the impact, 30% more than the global average. Spain actually, in a country ranking comparison, has the highest percentage of biotech papers in high impact journals, ahead of the United States and the United Kingdom. In terms of patents, there were 513 applications and 241 patents granted. To better gauge the support extended by the government of Spain to the sector, I'll share an update of the funding disbursed by the Ministry of Science and Innovation through its National Innovation Agency, CDTI, to industrial R&D, generation and consolidation of tech-based companies in the biotech sector in 2019. In 2019, a total of 75 industrial R&D projects and 14 seed capital operations amounting to 39 million euros were channeled through CDTI, were channeled to biotech companies through CDTI, and also through a public-private investment risk capital vehicle, where CDTI is the public agent co-partnering with certain risk capital investors has made a total of 24 investment rounds in tech SMEs and mid-caps in the fields of health, agro, and biospaces for a total value of 41 million euros. Some examples of companies recently invested by CDTI are Telum Therapeutics, for instance, specialized in the treatment of infectious diseases based on the use of antibiotics, Innoab Pharma, specialized on nano-based oral drug solutions, Biomotion, on diagnostic tools for predicting bone metastases, or for instance, One Therapeutics, specialized in immuno-oncological therapeutic tools based on CAR-T technology. BioSpain would be the main event, which is the most important meeting point of biotech stakeholders in Spain. It's normally convened on a biannual basis, and the next edition will be held from next 29th September to 1st October in Pamplona, North Spain. You're all most welcome to join and try to network with Spanish biotech stakeholders at this gathering. On India-Spain Biotech Cooperation front, obliges the reference to the program of cooperation signed between the Department of Biotechnology India and CDTI Spain, promoting innovation-driven R&D cooperation between both countries. As a result of its implementation, a total of more than 40 joint proposals have been submitted and for evaluation, and 14 joint innovation projects between Spanish companies and Indian organizations funded, amounting to 7.5 million euros, scattered across different sectors such as nutraceuticals, natural-based products, biosensors, applications of enzymes to food industry, biopesticides, the use of zebrafish as an animal model for study of brain cancer, waste valorization, and bioeconomy. Here, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that India, DBT India, and CDTI Spain have agreed to launch a new funding call for joint innovation cooperation projects in biotechnology. The launch is estimated by mid-April and will remain open till September 2021. For any assistance in this regard, please feel free to either get in touch with DBT or drop us a line at india@cdti.es. As part of our collaboration with the Department of Biotechnology, several inbound and outbound delegations have also been jointly coordinated by DBT and CDTI every 2 to 3 years. And besides this regular bottom-up approach that we have been following as of now, and for a closer innovation ecosystem engagement with India in the field of life sciences and biotech, the Department of Biotechnology and the Ministry of Science and Innovation are currently considering more long-term strategic initiatives as agreed on the joint declaration signed by the respective leaderships during the visit of Prime Minister Modi to Spain in May 2017. And one of the initiatives that both DBT and the Ministry of Science and Innovation Spain are trying to work on and find ways in which to articulate this initiative is a joint virtual center in oncology that would bring together research groups from Spain and India working on a research common agenda. That would be all from my side. Thank you very much again to DBT and BioRec for giving us the opportunity to share what we have been doing so far in collaboration with India in the field of biotech. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Philip, please, for your views and comments.
Yes, thank you. So I'm speaking for the German embassy, where I'm the science counselor. And instead of perhaps explaining, giving you a detailed image of the German biotech landscape, I'll just give you an example. So the first corona vaccine that was developed worldwide and that was proven to be working was one that was developed in Germany by BioNTech, a German, so to say, startup that worked very closely with the Uni in Mainz and was also receiving state subsidies. So I think that gives a very good example how so the startup and the close cooperation with university research and also the availability of public funds, and not least also the close cooperation with multinational companies, in that case Pfizer, creates a lot of opportunities for biotech in Germany. And the German biotech landscape has for a very long time reached out to India and sought to to use the opportunities that are here in India and that have become once again very obvious and very clear in the presentation and the previous presentations. And the existing corporations, they range from fundamental research, where there's corporations, where there's calls between DBT and the German funding agency DFG every other year. Last year it was on phytotherapies. But it's also in the field of applied, or so to say, industrial research, where we have an Indo-German institute, the IDSTC, which funds bilateral projects with consortial partners from both the industry and also from research. And lastly, I think for all the startups that have also had their place in this format, there's the Germany-India Network for Startup Exchange, GINSEP, which is, so to say, the go-to place for any kind of startup cooperation that an Indian startup may be seeking. So perhaps that's the keywords that I would ask you to keep in mind. It's a lot of acronyms, but in the field that you're working in, you should be used to that. In any case, I'm sorry. So it's IDSCC, it's GINSEP, and it's DBT. DBT, DFG calls. So far from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Professor Srini Kaveri.
Do you see me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll try to share the screen, and if it is, yeah, okay. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, we see your screen.
Okay, good. So essentially, coming from France, coming from the country of Louis Pasteur, I do not have to insist on how much importance we pay to biotechnology. And in general, DBT and France, and in particular CNRS, have been strategic partners. And in view of the short time that I have, I will not insist too much into the details, but just like Philip, I would also leave you with a few keywords of importance. But if you are looking for an ideal, congenial ecosystem to develop your ideas and to establish yourselves in Europe, France is an ideal destination for you, because France provides several opportunities and initiatives. I don't have the time to go into the details here, but you can always contact me and I will do the hand-holding. There are many reasons why France can be your destination if you're looking for an ideal ecosystem. A number of initiatives have been established by the French government, including the New Technology Venture Accelerator, Young Entrepreneurs Initiative, and the famous La French Tech Initiative. These initiatives help you to explore the landscape of French biotechnology sector and then find the appropriate clusters to do your research and development activity and establish yourselves with the help of local scientific advisors. And you will be able to work in close collaboration with one of the most prestigious research organizations, which is CNRS. And CNRS, for those people who may not be aware, is one of the largest research organizations in the world, with 23 Nobel laureates and 13 Fields medals. And as you may know, we have had a very interesting collaborative efforts with DBT. And the particular areas on which we are focusing with DBT are biomedical engineering, the host pathogen interactions and immunotherapeutics, structural biology, synthetic biology, and system biology. And one of the most important domains of our collaboration has been marine biotechnology and marine biology. And DBT and CNRS have entered into an agreement to establish a center of excellence in the field of marine biology and marine biotechnology, taking the complementarity between the two countries. And France and India share several complementarity in terms of marine biology and marine biotechnology. And in view of the short time, I will not go into the details, and I would like to leave you with one important keyword, which is CNRS. And CNRS is National Center for Scientific Research. And I'm the director. My name is Srini Kaveri. You can contact me. Just look up for CNRS in India. I'm at the French Embassy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kalaivani. And I would like to extend my thanks to DBT for this initiative and for having given me this opportunity to discuss some of these thoughts with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, the last speaker for the session, Dr. Alexander.
Hi, everyone. Let me try to share the screen with you. Okay, I can share it. All right. Anyways, gentlemen, I'm having some troubles with sharing the screen with the presentation. Therefore, I'll be talking without it. So thank you very much for the opportunity to talk in such a noble audience. And I'm representing here the Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology, which is a national research university, where when it was established 70 years ago, it was absolutely a closed place only for physics, math, and chemistry. And last 10 years, well, it was decided that life science is probably of the most importance for all the topics of science. And therefore, we have established a new faculty for biological and medical physics. And there we created the new culture, new for Russia probably, culture of getting together scientists, physicians, and also interpreters. So we created the system of startups, and with the opportunity to reach different scientists for chemistry, for physics, for math. We established two national level centers for artificial intelligence and for genomics. And using these opportunities, we get all our students together with adult mentors from the industry who have reached a very high level of development. And this way, we are trying to reach the goals of creating new medicines, new agriculture products, new medical devices, and so on and so forth. And also, we try to build up an international collaboration, mainly with Germany, also with the United States and China. And now, hopefully, we will build up also something with India. So the way we make the whole thing work, we accept students from the 5% of the top students of the nation and try to engage them with different technologies. And this way, when they have, all of them have different background in different sciences. And when we get all of them together, that's how they create new inventions. And the average of our lab project chiefs, it's about 25 years old. And for lab chiefs, it's usually about 30 years old. So we really believe in the new generation, in young generation, and they give us reasons to believe in them. And that's how we try to promote the life science industry. All right, and I was told that I have only like 3 minutes for the presentation, so I try to be as fast as possible. And again, sorry for problems with the presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So thank you all very much. I think we can all come on video now. And I request my colleague, Dr. Utkarsh, to propose a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Karavani.
On behalf of organizers, DBT and BIRAC, I would like to extend a vote of thanks to all the esteemed panelists and country partner representatives who have so generously shared their experiences about their international practices, initiatives, and opportunities to foster technology, knowledge transfer, and innovation cooperation between countries, organizations, and institutions, with a common goal of scaling the biotechnology innovation ecosystem. I am sure all the valuable information shared by you all will go further and will help us to leverage our partnerships. Once again, I thank you for all the eminent panelists and our audience for this evening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.